Dennis asked me today if chicks had 2 holes or 3.
Did not.
How could you not know that, dude?
Oh yeah, I forgot I was hanging with the Poontang clan back here.
I get it, the 4 kids are dead, but I'm sorry. This is still pretty choice.
No shit. Next thing we have to do is find a psycho who's offing chicks who don't give head.
Yeah, then I don't have to worry about one hole.
Junk food supper.
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 Junk food
Junk
supper.
food supper.
Junk food supper.
Junk food supper.
Junk food supper.
Welcome to Junk Food Supper, a podcast where pretty much every week we get together and talk about weird movies and all kinds of crazy stuff. I am Parker, joined as always by Sean Byron. Sean Byron, how are you doing?
I'm doing not too bad. It's officially Schlocktober now, I feel like.
It is now official, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first spooky movie. I mean, unless like the next movie you pick is like a rom-com. Like, I guess we could pull it back if we wanted to, but it seems like this is the official beginning of Schlocktober.
Yeah, it's now I feel like it's all on me. You know, there's a lot of responsibility not to totally Fredo an entire month by making the wrong choice at the end of this episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on you right now.
I know, and I got to be honest, there's a certain series of films that I've really kind of set my heart on.
You talking about the Saw movies? You want to do all those Saw movies in anticipation of the new one coming out?
It's not really a specific franchise that's owned by one film studio. It's kind of just like a loosely joined series of films, maybe based on older source material. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I see what you're saying. You just picked one book at random from the library, and you decided to base all your movie picking around this book.
Yeah. But good news for you, that book is Saw.
Oh, yeah.
The Saw book. Yeah.
Yeah, the Saw book. The Book of Saw. That is the subtitle of the most recent Saw movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's called like, what was that Chris Rock one? Yeah, it was called like Jigsaw from the Book of Saw or something like that.
What is in that Book of Saw? I wonder. Does it have pictures at least?
I don't think. I think it's like a Blair Witch Part 2 Book of Shadows thing where like it's subtitled that, but then there's no actual book.
I guess there was no Book of Shadows in that, right?
Mm-mm.
Did they, at least in the opening credits, have some kind of Necronomicon-esque, like, illustrated book kind of sequence? Maybe in the credits.
No, they didn't have anything like that. There wasn't even a Blair Witch in that movie.
Yeah, well, there's barely a Blair Witch in the first one, right?
Well, that's a good point.
We should actually, maybe I'll shortlist that. It's not going to be this week's pick because, like I said, I got this series that I'm really hung up on. But eventually, we should watch that one, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's been on my. I feel like it's a very Schlocktober-y movie. It's been on my list to do. I think the Blair Witch gets more interesting as we live in a more YouTube-y centric society where like everybody's making TikToks of every single thing that happens to them. I think that movie gets more and more interesting with every passing year.
Yeah, and I think we live now in a time where there's a lot of like blending of the truth and like what is real, and these guys are showing up on my news feeds talking to Congress about UFOs and all this stuff, and it's like all this convergence of like spaghetti men on the internet, these tall ass spaghetti men, these pasta peoples that people are creeped out by. But these guys, Blair Witch, they were way ahead of that.
Yeah, that they were.
So kudos to them, even if that sequel didn't work out.
Yeah. I used to like that sequel. When it first came out, I was like, oh yeah, this is a banger. And then I watched it a few years ago and I was like, well, maybe not. But who knows? Maybe I'll watch it again in a couple more years and we'll like it. But nobody else liked it. That is true. It did ruin the entire franchise for many years.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were doomed to fail when it's like such a. I mean, like the appeal of the original is that it looks like it was shot by some untrained college kids, like so then to like create like a slick studio sequel that looks like a real movie, like there's no way that would have worked.
That is true. Yeah. They should have just did the same thing over again. Really. Like that's all you can do.
Yeah. Or move into a new medium, do the Blair Witch podcast. You could have invented podcasting in 2003 or whenever they made that movie to do that.
That could have worked too.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing these days that is Schlocktober? Are you getting into the season yet?
Well, now that you put that qualifier on that inquiry, Schlocktobery, now I got nothing. If we can open it up to just general, what have y'all been doing in the past 2.5 days since we saw each other or podcasted with each other? I got a couple things. It was a real whirlwind of a weekend. I went from watching Peyton Place in my pajamas to partying with Parker in Palm Springs. As I'm sure we'll get into, we'll do a deep dive on that. But I saw one movie that I wanted to recommend to people that I thought was really good. It's a documentary called Whirly Bird that came out in 2020. Do you know about this Whirly Bird?
I never heard about this bird.
It's, like I said, it's a documentary from a few years ago that centers around a husband and wife helicopter news piloting team where like they kind of like pioneered the whole industry of covering news from a helicopter. They had this independent news operation that they started in like the early 1980s, and then it goes all throughout the 80s and 90s in LA. And, they cover all these incredible stories, pretty much everything that you remember ever happening in LA. Any like aerial shot that you remember probably came from this husband and wife team. And then it kind of turns into this really interesting meditation on sort of like what it means to live in a city and sort of like what is the role of the news media in our society. I thought it was really good. And it's free on Canopy, the library streaming service app, and it's easy to find elsewhere.
That sounds very interesting. I actually just watched a video last night about on YouTube about this event that happened like 10 years ago or something, where like 3 news helicopters were following a high-speed chase through like, I don't think it was LA. It might have been in like Texas or something. And 2 of them, because they were so busy trying to watch the high-speed race, just hit each other and fell out of the sky, these 2 helicopters. And it was like, it happened live on TV. Like one of the other news stations caught it on TV. And yeah, pretty wild stuff. Like wild to think that cops are so eager to get somebody and give them a $30 speeding ticket that they have to do these 120 mile per hour high-speed chases all the time. And then also that these lecherous television news stations are so eager to follow this bullshit that they will just crash into helicopters and plummet to their dooms.
Yeah, I think it's more of the latter in terms of at least like the helicopters. I don't think that the police necessarily want these journalists like chasing the criminals around town, but I think it is that kind of lecherous news media and especially in the 90s, this kind of like insatiable, thirst for blood when it came to news reporting.
Yeah, especially TV news. TV news is the worst. They're just ambulance chasers, basically. I don't like the TV news.
Yeah, there is good work being done in journalism, but it's mostly in terms of Central Valley newspapers.
Yeah, really just wherever I'm working at the time. That's who's doing the good work, I feel.
Yeah. Well, as long as they're covering the stories at the Kelly Slater Surf Ranch, I think that is true.
Yeah, those stories and things like that. Also, whichever NPR affiliate is interviewing me, I think that those journalism outlets are also really good.
Did this happen recently?
A couple months ago, yeah. I thought I mentioned it, but maybe I didn't. But I'm like kind of shy about it. I don't know. I kind of played it close to the vest, I guess, maybe.
They were inquiring about your Ghoul Summer favorites, or for what reason was NPR talking to you?
They just wanted to ask about Beelzebub and how much I liked his movies and stuff. No, I wrote this really big like story about like the lake here. Like there was like a lake that existed here for like millions of years, and then America came in and dammed it all up so that they could build like cotton farms and soybean farms and whatever. And because of all the flooding that happened here in California this year, the lake is back, like it flooded back up. And I wrote this big long story about the history of the lake and everything like this. And NPR was apparently pleased with it. So I did an interview with them like 4 months ago, something like that. So it's out there in the world if you guys are interested in the history of lakes.
I mean, if it's a Bowman, centric take on lakes, I'm into it,
It is. I had to read a lot of old timey almanacs and geology books and stuff to do enough research for it, but it paid off.
I love it.
I'll send you the link. I'll try to find it. I think it's weird. It's like weird that I'm like talking to somebody and not trying to like make Corey Feldman jokes. Like it's unnatural for me. So I don't know that I even posted it on Facebook or anything.
Did they have to cut all of the references that you made to Guar and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and all?
They did. They had to cut the all the times that I played this drop during the interview.
Kevin, please come over for gay sex.
But strangely, they left in the Tim Allen drops. But, I mean, they look great in print.
Yeah. But, I saw that you did some stuff this week in addition to watching movies about helicopters.
Oh, did I?
You did. You took a picture of the cool Sands Motel sign that I wanted to take a picture of, and I forgot to turn back around and do it. So you got that. So I'm very happy about that.
The Great Sands Motel of Palm Desert, California. Not to be confused with the Sands in Las Vegas, although the signage is similar. It's definitely the same font as the classic Sands in Vegas. Cool sign. I was happy to photo it.
Lots of good signage out there. Did you get to see a lot of stuff? We were both in like Palm Springs, Yucca Valley, Palm Desert area, and they got magnificent signs out there. Truly wonderful. Yeah,
I mean, well, let's not bury the lead. We met up not for signage. We met up for German pancakes. And for my money, even though there was no Dutch baby on the menu, that German pancake was very good.
That was delicious. I actually had a lot of regrets after we went to that place because you guys had the German pancakes and I went with a more savory option. I just had like a normal, sausage and bacon and everything like this.
I think they called it the lumberjack plate. Don't be shy. You can self-identify as a lumberjack. That is your fuck style.
I was wearing a flannel at the time. But yeah, I was definitely a little bit jealous afterwards because you guys had the right idea to go with that sweet stuff because that was tasty.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pro tip to anybody out there listening. If you do find yourself at a Elmer's restaurant, which I think is 99% confined to like the Seattle area, but they got one down in Palm Springs. If you find yourself at Elmer's, try those German pancakes. They're delicious.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We'll have to stop at one in Seattle on our way up to Twin Peaks, which I feel like will be our next JFD meetup after marches in Cincinnati. We're going to have to meet in the Twin Peaks town.
That may just be a JFS meetup, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, just us two.
Yeah.
And Justin, if he wants to come.
Yeah, I'm down to see how Elmer's compares to the Double R Diner, which you can also go there. That's still there, still in operation.
I would like that very much as well.
My memory is that the food was not that great.
I would imagine that's true. They probably just skate by on the name alone. They don't need to go above and beyond and have good food.
Yeah. But it was cool to be there. Cool sign. Again, cool sign. Speaking of signs, though, I did not get around to photographing that cool car wash elephant sign in Palm Springs. I alluded to that when we met up, but ran out of time.
Yeah. Well, you got to go back. It's a weird little place. It's like time stopped there. I told you about the Taibo place I found. I mean, it's time stopped once in like the 50s with all the architecture, and then it stopped again in terms of like stores and stuff in like the 90s. It's a really cool place.
By the way, I'm not sure if you got this feeling, but I got to say, this was my first time to Palm Desert since the pandemic. I think I went there in 2019, maybe. I've been to the Joshua Tree Park a few times. And rolling through Palm Desert this time feels like they put a lot of work into that town. I mean, it's still like a small little town, just kind of the one main drag, but there's like all these new coffee shops, and like it's not old ass dusty thrift stores anymore. It's like kind of cool hipstery thrift stores where you get to pay like 5 times as much for anything. But you might see a cute looking girl working at the counter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a lot of stuff that seemed new there. I think on the other side in Yucca Valley. Did you go that far?
No, we basically went up to like the north entrance or whatever, like that kind of northwest corner. Okay.
Yeah. A little bit further up is Yucca Valley, and it's still very like old school and kind of worn down. I stopped there. That's where I ate, and that's where the concert I went to was. And the first time I went there and I went to 29 Palms, which is also, I think that's where the Taibo place is, or was like 6 years ago. But yeah, both of those places on the northern side are like the northern, like there's like mountains or like a valley or something in between Palm Springs and 29 Palms. And yeah, that northern side is still a little bit dilapidated from what I could gather, what I gleaned.
Yeah, but it's wild to see all this development going into Palm Desert. Like even that spaghetti western saloon that you pointed out, that looks like it's new and probably has cool young owners in their 30s or whatever, you know?
Could be, yeah. It like there was like bands playing there and stuff. So yeah, it seems like a hopping joint.
Yeah. I had a good time.
I should have went there. Yeah, I thought about going there, but I haven't seen enough Django movies, so they probably would have kicked me out.
Yeah. Speaking of seeing things, how was the concert?
It was delightful. I went to see Roger Clyne and the Peacemakers, one of my favorite bands, and they played forever. The show started at 9, and they didn't stop playing until like 1:30 or 2 or something like that, which was like pretty wild. I was very sleepy afterwards. But yeah, it was fun. They played a bunch of good songs. I like those guys a lot. They're from Arizona, and they have a lot of songs about like how cool and melancholy the desert is. So to see them in the actual desert is a lot of fun. So it's like very thematic, you know, because Pappy and Harriet's where it was is sort of an outside venue a little bit. So you're in the actual desert. It was a lot of fun. It was fun. It was worth the drive, worth the 10 hours or whatever I spent in the car over the course of 24 hours.
Yeah, man, that's commitment. And to do it, you know, while the sun was out, beating down on you, like that is kind of your own little spaghetti western style adventure that you were on.
It's true. Yeah. I haven't seen them. Like I've probably seen them like 30 times in my life or something like that, but I haven't seen them since before COVID. So I was due to see him again. So I don't think they've like played anywhere closer really. Like they played in LA and San Francisco. So it's like, if I'm going to drive 4 or 5 hours, I might as well head out to the desert and see him. So it was exciting. It was fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of fun, are you in the mood to have a fun little segment here at the top of the show?
Oh, I love segments. They're my favorite.
Well, excellent. So for this week's segment, I was thinking, there's been a lot of Halloween-ish wrestling content over the years. To be honest, I was thinking at one point of picking for Schlocktober one of the entire Halloween Havoc events. I don't know if I actually will get around to doing that because they're kind of long, and parts of them are extremely boring. But maybe someday I will. But ahead of that, I thought, hey, we could probably just watch one scary wrestling match and talk about it. So I picked one starring Freddy Krueger, who, surprise, probably surprise to a lot of listeners of the show, he had a wrestling career, mostly in Japan, but I think he showed up in ECW once and maybe a few other places in the US. And it's going to be Freddy Krueger versus Leatherface, another legendary, denizen of Schlocktober films. This is a Japanese match from 1993, and it was uploaded by a guy named The Crypt Keeper to YouTube. It's about 11 minutes long. And I figured we'll just, watch this and give a little running commentary on what we see between the battle of these two titans.
I like the sound of that. This is the kind of Schlocktober content I'm into. So
excellent. So I've got my video loaded. I think you've got it loaded. If you out there want to follow along, just go to YouTube, search for Freddy versus Leatherface, Japan, 1993. It should come up about 11 minutes long. And without further ado, I guess we'll do a quick little countdown and hit play. So we'll do 3, 2, 1, and then I'll say play. And as I'm saying play, that's when I'm hitting play.
Perfect.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Looks
this
like
is exciting for me. I've heard a lot about Freddy and Leatherface being wrestlers, but I've seen like 1 or 2 Leatherface matches, but I've never seen any Freddy matches. I've seen pictures and stuff.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. I'll say, first of all, it's a little bit jarring to see these guys, especially Freddy, out in the daylight, out in the sunlight. Yeah. This is an outdoor event. It's very sunny looking. A barbed wire bat has been presented. That's the first image that we saw. I guess I should give a little bit of background. So this is from an event called Wing Odawara Blazing Night that took place at the Municipal Baseball Stadium in Odawara, Kanagawa, Japan. Attendance, about 2,980 people. The type of match we're going to be seeing between these competitors is called a Scramble Bunkhouse Death Match. I don't know what the hell that means, but that's how this was billed. And Freddy here is being played by a guy named Doug Gilbert, who was the brother of Eddie Gilbert, who you might remember from early ECW days. Doug Gilbert had this gimmick for a while, but he did a lot of other gimmicks as well. He was active from 1986 through, looks like today, although he's slowed down considerably. He's still active. We got a big countdown going on. It looks like the dudes are running in the ring. This is on, man.
Yeah. I like any kind of wrestling match that starts out with barbed wire, baseball bat hits. Like
to the throat.
Locking up, nothing.
Yeah, right to the throat. Looks like Leatherface is pissed, and he landed a real left cross there for real. Leatherface is being played by a dude named Mike Penzel, who played a lot of gimmicks from 1980 onwards, but I guess is maybe most well known as Corporal Kirshner, who was the replacement for Sergeant Slaughter in the 1980s in WWF.
Okay. I think I vaguely remember that.
Kirshner, yeah. And I don't know where the hell these two guys are already. They barely spent any time in the ring. They're not even in the audience. They're in some like weird holding pen area or something. What is this area that they're in?
Yeah, there's like a weird tarp around the ring, kind of like around the audience, and they got lost in the tarp. I do like that they're like attacking the audience though. That's super fun. Like,
yeah,
in between beating each other up, like Freddy will just run at audience members with a 2x4.
And for sure, some of these people running away from Freddy and Leatherface must be injuring themselves. Like this is like a Great White Concert Fire scenario times 10.
Yeah,
look at that poor old lady. They're helping her away from the scene of this crime. You see that?
That's great.
All these metal folding chairs are getting like thrown at people. And I mean, at a minimum, you're getting like a shiner on your leg.
Yeah. This is wonderful. Leatherface actually recently showed up in AEW, but it was not this Leatherface. It was like actual Leatherface as part of like a promotion for the new video game that came out. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool,
saw-
although I think it's a little cooler when it's like fully unlicensed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. I can't believe these guys didn't get sued for this. Although if Freddy, when they showed like their names on the screen, Freddy Krueger is spelled with a C. So maybe that's how you get away with it.
Yeah. And also this sweatshirt that has the wrong number of stripes and I think the wrong color of stripes is maybe also, plausible deniability for them.
Yeah. And I mean, it's probably, I mean, I don't know what the rules are in Japan or whatever, but like maybe there aren't any, maybe that's how they get away with it. But also it's like very clearly parody. Like I think you'd have a hard time suing anybody over this.
Did Leatherface just move the ring mat away so that he could attack Freddy on top of the other ring mat? Like,
I think so.
that was a big waste.
Yeah.
Decent little moonsault kind of thing there from Leatherface, though.
Yeah. That's intense.
For a big fat dude.
Yeah. I mean, those mats are like not thick at all. And for him to come down knees first onto the cement was pretty intense.
There was also around this time in the mid-90s in Japan, a dude wrestling as Jason Voorhees. I think there was a Chucky, unless I'm out of my mind and just thinking that something I dreamed about was real. But there was a few of these guys. Oh, there was a Pinhead as well, I believe. And I would love to have the time to put together like a compilation of all these unlicensed horror wrestling matches from Japan, because I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. I would imagine that they still happen. I'd imagine that there's probably like matches you can watch right now that like with like the scary monster from like The Grudge and The Ring and stuff like that. I would think that that's still a thing.
Facing off against Jigsaw, perhaps.
Yeah.
Man, Freddy Krueger going in for that pin attempt way too early. What are you thinking, Freddy Krueger? You're not going to get a 3 count.
Not at all.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Now you might get that 3 count after hitting a man in the chest with a baseball bat. What? Like, do these guys have like, I mean, like they've got like big baggy clothes on and stuff. So like, it's possible that they're wearing like bulletproof vests underneath to protect them from some of this. But like, I don't know how you take like just a baseball bat to the chest like that otherwise.
I think it's, a lot of whiskey after the show.
Yeah. In the adoration of all these Japanese citizens.
They love it, man. It has completely devolved, though. Like, this is no longer a wrestling contest. This is an all-out brawl.
Yeah. Also, like, wrestling in any kind of mask probably sucks, but like, this is very clearly just like a Halloween store Freddy mask. Like, it's probably so hot and so hard to see in that thing.
And it's made of the kind of plastic that releases chemicals like directly into your bloodstream, and it smells like latex.
Yeah.
Oh, Leatherface is pissed again. He's just throwing real punches now. Punched Freddy in the armpit. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this match didn't win Dave Meltzer's match of the year.
Probably not, but I've seen the kind of wrestling he likes.
Yeah.
It's just
Dude's
like
obsessed with spinning toe holds.
Yeah, dudes who applying an arm bar for 20 minutes. So I like this better than that.
This is back when we still had real tables in wrestling that weren't specifically designed to be broken.
Yeah.
That's a fun era. Look at all those steel support beams on the bottom of that table. Unbreakable.
That table's like half metal. It's going to hurt so bad.
Let's see how this goes. Oh, Freddy. You done fucked up again. It looks like Leatherface is going to win this, but I had my money on Freddy coming in.
I feel like I hear more about Leatherface as a wrestler than Freddy, so I feel like maybe he's a bigger star. So that I think he's probably going to win because of that. Despite the fact that Freddy, IRL Freddy, is more famous than Leatherface.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's the daytime advantage.
Yeah. Nobody's sleepy out here.
Exactly.
Okay, you're gonna.
Ooh. Ooh. That was not right.
Powerbomb a man on an unset up table.
On like the
disrespect.
edge of it.
Yeah.
It's not a clean landing.
He's definitely got spinal injuries now.
You know, I guess Nancy and the gang on Elm Street should have just watched this match if they wanted to know how to vanquish Freddy Krueger.
I would definitely like that first Freddy movie a lot more if Nancy had just powerbombed Freddy onto a table.
I mean, it's kind of close with the Home Alone antics. They almost get there. Might as well go all the way.
Yeah.
Pull out a power slam.
This is a classic match. This is one of the best matches I've ever seen. I love it.
And the crowd could not be more thrilled that Leatherface is victorious. His arms raised in triumph, his droopy mask drooping off his face. But Freddy's not done.
Who could have foreseen that Freddy would be a villain?
Yeah.
Attack a man after the bell.
He's a poor sport. This is not good sportsmanship from old Freddy Krueger. Damn, dude, that's not a barbed wire bat. That's like a bat with crazy looking nails in it.
Yeah.
This does not look safe.
Not one bit. He's going to get tetanus.
Dude, even the ring announce guy is like, that's fucked up. You better stop that. Man, that's some balls on that ring announce guy, though. I can't believe he's even standing nearby this.
Yeah. The sun has kind of gone down over the course of the match. No wonder Freddy's so strong here at the end.
Yeah. I guess that means this was the main event if the sun is setting. And as it should be, I suppose. I don't think I would like wrestling outdoors to see an event outdoors. But I guess I would make an exception for these two guys.
Yeah.
All of the chairs are being knocked over again.
I like that it's just like normal wrestlers have come out to help Leatherface. Like not other horror dudes, but like just normal guys.
Well, he respects the Japanese of this country.
Well, yeah.
What is the chant that the Japanese fans are doing?
I assume it's probably whatever the Japanese words for Leatherface are, but I have no clue.
We'll never know. It's been lost to time. And that was Freddy versus Leatherface, Japan, 1993. Hope you enjoyed it.
I did. This was a fantastic match.
Now, can you tell me what a scramble bunkhouse death match is?
It seemed like just like a normal hardcore match to me.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I don't know why. They weren't really scrambling. There was no bunkhouse involved.
They kind of scrambled at the beginning to like get to the ring quickly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that count for anything?
Oh, yeah. I think, isn't that what they did? They like scrambled to run to the ring to be the first person to grab the bat.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Leatherface.
Yeah. And congratulations to everyone. God bless us, everyone. There are no voicemails this week, so
what?
I guess we'll just, I know.